with another quick tips and tricks video. So this one has to do with your users and groups and maintaining them, especially if you're integrated into an Active Directory service, either via LDAP or via Azure or some other function. There's a couple of things you want to do to change what's out of the box. And what you want to do is come here to your user form and pick any one, and you want to create an object ID field. Right? Naming, it's not important. You're not really going to show this to users, so it can be hidden. But add that to your user form, and do it to your group as well. And you want to pull these or add them to the mappings of anywhere that you might be sourcing your users and groups. And obviously what that's going to do is give you the globally unique identifier from whatever, for that group or user, from whatever system it is you're pulling them from. Something I do all the time. And then you have to update any transform maps. For instance, if we go to System LDAP Transform Maps, like this LDAP group import, right? Out of the box, it's coalescing on name, and that's no good. That's no good at all. This needs to be object ID. I'm not even sure this is in the, yeah, it's not even in the source field, but you want to map it once you get your pullover from either LDAP or wherever you're getting, and then use the object ID to coalesce on, rather than name, or using same account name and name, because obviously the group name changes, right? It's the object ID that remains the same. Same thing with user. Now, a lot of the out-of-the-box stuff will coalesce on, well, this one's out of the box, it's going to coalesce on username, which typically is probably good, but using that object ID is just a little bit more certain in the face of changes that might occur in the other system. The unique identifier will remain the same. And so that's it. That's my tip for this week.